So first off, we're all a little basic. The lore for the Silmarillion hadn't been finished before Tolkien died, and this stuff was never really meant to see publication. So there's a lot of a lot of debate about what is considered canon in Tolkien. Like, is it canon books? Canon Tolkien letters? Canon it was in a draft and was edited? Canon Christopher Tolkien did something? Like, there's a lot of different moving parts here. But also, I need to correct the video that you commented on because I said something about, like, Melkor is the reason why there's so much grief and pain in this world, when that's not exactly the case. Everything I said about the Let There Be Light jam session and then Melkor coming in and making dissonant music, and that is what brought evil into the world, that is true. It was grief that actually got the symphony of the world back on track, and that has nothing to do with Melkor at all. This is NIENNA. NIENNA is a Valar who is one of the only girl Valar that is alone. Like, she's not married to anyone. And literally her job is to cry. Her job is to grieve. That is literally what she is made to do. And when Melkor rolls in and he messes up the music and he messes up the world, she grieves what was lost, and it is that grief that then shapes the world into being what it is. So, like, Middle-earth and Beleriand and Arda and Ea are all sad, but they're sad because it's the way of trying to process the evil that had just happened to it. And it goes to show how important grief is in Middle-earth and in life, actually. NIENNA was actually the Vala that took a young Gandalf under her wing, which is why Gandalf can pop off with wisdom like, many that live deserve death, some that die deserve life. Can you give it to them? So, like, I just wanted to correct that because grief is not evil. And, like, that's a huge theme in The Lord of the Rings and in the movies even, because I think, like, at the very end, like, Gandalf says something, like, Ian McKellen Gandalf says something like, I would say, like, don't cry, but crying isn't bad. Crying is good. And it also just shows how important emotion is, not just for, like, the world, but also, like, for people, like, for men. Like, it is important, like, as a man, to express emotion. And that was something that the men of Middle-earth, the men of Beleriand, never really shied away from doing. And the ones that did were the ones that sucked. Anyway, I just thought I would correct that because it's really, really, really important to me that I get the details of the Silmarillion right, because a lot of this stuff can be very amorphous in not even just in understanding it, but in trying to figure out what is canon and what isn't. So, like, I want to get everything right. Grief isn't the thing that Melkor gave to the world. Melkor didn't give anything to the world. He took something from it. NIENNA gave the world grief.